It's been a while since I made one of these videos, and well, I figured why not make one today. In terms of where I'm at today, I'm at the Watchung Reservation. So for those of you who don't know, phenomenal place in Union County, New Jersey, that just amazing for hiking and so on and so forth. Used to actually be an old scout camp that I'm walking around. And it'd be like the Girl Scouts and the Boy Scouts. I think it was back in the 50s up until about the 70s, if I'm not mistaken. It used to be a campsite for summer activities. Nonetheless, I think since I last checked in, probably might have been 2022, 2023, I don't know, something like that. And a lot's changed, and I'm really not going to recap all that, because how do you recap 2 to 3 years of life in about 5 minutes? Highlights, I'm doing the acting thing, so that's pretty cool. Signed an acting agent. Now I'm producing a movie, which is also pretty cool and interesting. And it's really interesting. A lot of my, I guess, dreams that I dreamt back then are realizing, which forces me to start thinking bigger. And maybe that's what today's about, is to think bigger. Past couple days, I've just been focusing on self-care and taking care of myself, really, And I'm finding that the more I do what's important to me in life, the more I've got to take care of myself. Now, that could be in simple ways, such as going for a hike, for example, I think the Japanese call it forest bathing. There's a really cool concept that I really like, that idea of, it's like you're taking a bath in the forest. Hey, how's it going? Morning. But I think it's just a way to let go of whatever's around you. And I don't know, there's something about communing with nature, at least that I've always found, which is one of the reasons why I gravitate to the forest. Though it's not only the forest, I just have been so used to growing up in areas with forests. Look at that. Is that it just, I don't know, it's like nature takes away any troubles, whatever. I always find that when I go hiking, I say this all the time, whatever issues I have or that I'm experiencing, it's like I can see it in the trail itself. In other words, as I'm navigating the trail and having to make the decisions, do I go left? Do I go right? Should I step on this rock to avoid this big puddle of mud, or whatever it is? I find that it gets revealed. The answer gets revealed in the hike itself, which is one of the most fascinating things. That's why I love hiking. But self-care also includes exercising. I mean, yeah, you could say it's a form of exercise. I'd also say it includes meditating and any daily disciplines or routines that are important to one, So looking like dressing sharp, grooming, all that stuff. So I find it more and more important. And where there's times in my life where maybe I slip a little bit for one reason or another, making excuses, eventually it catches up to me. Or more often than not, I find for myself, it catches up to me in my relationships. So it's at those points where I'll start, maybe I'm not as pleasant as I typically am when I take care of myself better, or maybe I start exhibiting behaviors that really aren't me, but may come off or may be interpreted as insecurities or things like this. So, and I think it's very natural. I think this is any person. I'm just looking at it for myself in the context of my own life, and it's true. And I find those weigh down on people. When we don't take care of ourselves, that has a negative impact on others, especially others who are really doing stuff in their life. If I don't take care of myself, I can't be of greater service to the community. You know, I can't be greater service to anybody else. And it might seem minor, and it might be like, oh, well, you can kind of get through the day, and but as I'm learning more and more, it's those minor things that you can't really afford to let go in that sense. You know, you can't be like, oh, well, it's minor, it's not that big a deal. Well, through time, it ends up becoming that big a deal. So, anyways, I felt like a little check-in today, and that's what I got for you guys. Now, I don't know who's watching, and I don't know who's going to see this, and etc. But I just felt like sharing today. That's what I got to share. We'll see when I check in again. It might be more regularly. It might not be. We'll see. But until then, keep up, thrive, and stay sexy.